Hi, jewells68 here for Talk to Me Tuesday, Tuesday, April 11th. You'll see the wine quilt is not hanging behind me, and that is because, the wine quilt has traveled from here to here to here. It is currently on the machine, being free motion quilted, and I know I was going to do wavy grid. I started free motion quilting it, so it's about a quarter of the way through with the quilting. I got it basted this weekend and started quilting it, so it is in process. And then, so that's all I have to show you there. I also got a belated birthday gift. My birthday was in October. My sister, last year, she and her husband sold a lot of their worldly goods, bought a used RV, and are living in that. And so she was kind of in the process of moving from one part of the country to another in the RV in the fall, and so she was a little late getting this in, and that's fine because it stretches the birthday out. I got a surprise package in the mail, and that was pretty cool. So my sister makes jewelry. She does beautiful beadwork. And she made me, I hope you can see these, these beautiful earrings. And the charm on the earrings that's above the turquoise colored clay beads is an owl. It's a silver owl, and then there's turquoise colored clay beads, and then the turquoise colored down below. So I've already worn them a few times. I love those. She also sent me this awesome Yeti insulated tumbler, which she in her note says she swears by this thermal tumbler. It kept ice all day in the car in summer, and that's with all the going back and forth they were doing. And it keeps coffee hot for hours. So I haven't washed it yet, which is why it still hasn't been used. And I wanted to show it to you guys. So so now that I've shown it to you guys, I can wash it and put it into use. She also, to help me relax, sent me this coloring book, Quilting and Patchwork coloring book. 24 designs to color, acid-free, original illustrations, and their thread, their stuff like thread, quilts, people working on quilts. So I may take this to work. And then a nice set of colored pencils to go with that. So I thought that was kind of fun. So that was a fun surprise. And then the last thing I have to show you is I got a quilt done for Project Linus last week. After I talked to you guys last week, I got a quilt basted, quilted, and finished in a matter of hours. So I turned it in this past Saturday. So I can't show it to you right now, but I am going to go back in time and show you now. Hi, jewells68 here, coming to you from the past. It's actually Friday, April 7th. And I'm filming this because the two things I'm going to show you are going to be turned in tomorrow at Project Linus for the April meeting. And therefore, I will not have them on Tuesday. At work, we are in our second and final day of the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital Radiothon, where for 2 days straight we play interviews with patients and doctors and parents and their all of their families and about St. Jude, what it does, how no family ever has to pay for anything. They don't have to worry about money when they're there, and yeah, so it's one of the things I'm most proud of that we do at work. We raise money every year across the country with the company that I work for. And yeah, so that's what's going on today. I have in my hand, this is a block, and I will take a photo so that I can insert that. We are doing a memorial quilt. When I first joined Project Linus in 2011, I believe. Yeah. When I first joined Project Linus, there was one other person at my first meeting who was working with yarn. She knitted, she crocheted, she also made quilts, she taught classes at Joann's. Her name was Kathy, and unfortunately we lost her this year to brain cancer. It's the second person I've known in the last 3 years to die of brain cancer. Not something you would expect, but anyway, we are doing a memorial quilt for her family. Those of us in our group, because she was a member of the group much longer than I was. My group was originally for Sandia National Labs employees. Now, I'm in it. There's other people in it that aren't members of employees of the lab. A lot of the ladies are retired from Sandia, and so it makes for some interesting projects that get turned in, because some of these ladies are engineers and, scientists of all different kinds, rocket scientists. Yeah, so it makes for we get some pretty interesting knitting and crochet and quilt projects that come in. Anyway, we're making her a memorial quilt. This is my block for the quilt. I had left over from some donated fabric, Project Linus fabric, and I decided to make a hot air balloon, which I paper pieced. I have already removed the paper. Because we had some confusion about the sizes, I had to take what should have been a 6.5 inch unfinished block and kind of modify the pattern just a little bit to make the balloon smaller, to have a border of sky around it. So the green fabric is Project Linus fabric with Linus on it, and it says Project Linus. And the yellow fabric is also part of that same line. So I'll take a picture of that. And behind me, this quilt top was actually donated to Project Linus. It was bigger. This is the one I had on my design wall for so long. It was considerably bigger. I lopped, and it was a weird shape. It was kind of tall and skinny. So I lopped some off the bottom, and I lopped some off the top, and it made just a really great size for a baby toddler comfort quilt. In the same batch, that's where this stripy fabric came from, was in the same donation. And I will take you on a tour around it in just a second. But what I ended up doing, it had this big applique on it. I ended up using my serpentine stitch and my walking foot. And I just started right here and went around in a spiral and went over the edge of the circle. And then I started right around here, and I just started doing circles, still using the serpentine stitch. I went there and just kept radiating those out with the serpentine stitch to get that quilted. I got that done in a few hours. I got the quilt top basted, quilted, trimmed and bound, and labeled and ready to wash. So I was pretty impressed with myself. It's nice to have a top that's ready to go. Unfortunately, this is my last one, so I have no more Project Linus tops just lying around waiting for me to use. That's all. I'm going to take you back to the future now in just a sec, but first I'm going to give you a quick tour so you can see the back of the quilt. Part of the same donation included the citron green and some more of this red fabric. And I will take you on a tour of that right now, and then I will take you back to Tuesday. Bye! That's it. That's all I've got to show you. I look forward to watching your videos, and I will see you next week. Bye!